In 2 days, possibly the biggest WrestleMania of all time is happening. Now, I'm not sure if that's true. Definitely, there are some good matches in there, but maybe not the greatest WrestleMania of all time. Nevertheless, I will be going through most of the matches and predicting what is happening at WrestleMania 40. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? Who's going to come out on top? And what will there be new champions? On WrestleMania Saturday, surprisingly, WrestleMania is for some reason set to start off with Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. At least that's what a lot of people think. But now, if I'm being honest, think about this. Does Becky really deserve another title reign? Does she? I don't want to. I know that Becky Lynch hasn't done something in a while, but Rhea Ripley, I think, who needs to have some bad guys win here. If not, maybe. But a lot of the fans don't even consider Rhea Ripley as a bad guy. She's just too good of a wrestler to hate. So, I will have to go with Rhea Ripley. I hope this match is good, though. Yes, the Judgment Day will interfere, but I hope that this is a really good match. And I do hope and think that Rhea Ripley will win. Moving on to the next match, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. Now, Dominic and Santos, you've had a good run, but come on. Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio are going to win. Everybody knows that. It's WrestleMania 40. Now, even though I just said that bad guys are going to win, you're not going to have Dominic come out at the so-called greatest WrestleMania of all time. So, I do, in fact, think that Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee are going to win. But my question is, greatest WrestleMania of all time? I don't take anything away from Dragon Lee, but like, come on. You could have done a little bit better than Dragon Lee. But yeah, that's what I see out of this match. Moving on to the Intercontinental Championship match between Sami Zayn and Gunther. Now, Sami Zayn deserves it. Now, this one's one of those actual harder ones because although I do want Gunther to win, and I think WWE are going to have him go on for a while, Sammy's Sammy. And I don't know if you're going to devastate Sammy on the greatest WrestleMania of all time, but I do think that out of maybe a 1% chance that Gunther is going to win. It's sad, but it's true. And Gunther is a great wrestler, so is Sammy, but I think Gunther comes out here. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. Now, this better be a tribal combat match. You have to change it at SmackDown. Come on, please. We want Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. Tribal combat match. It's setting up to be amazing. Now, of course, I think Jey Uso is going to win. Another thing I think should happen is Rikishi should be the special guest referee. I mean, it's the greatest WrestleMania of all time. I'm not asking for too much, but then again, like, you kind of have to have Rikishi at least do something in there. Anyway, I do think Jay's going to win this. It's kind of been back and forth so far with my picks. Some bad guys win, some good guys win. But now for the one that I hope is going to be one of the best matches on the show. 6-team challenge ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. DIY versus the Awesome Truth versus the New Day versus the New Gadget Republic versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory versus the Judgment Day and 2 other teams. Wow. Just wow. Now, of course, we all want the Awesome Truth to come out on top. This one's hard. I actually do have a lot of predictions here. I do not think let's cross them off the list. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are not winning. If anything, they're going to get beat up by Stone Cold. It's just the facts. I'm sorry. But I'm also going to have to cross out, unfortunately, DIY. It's just not happening. I'm sorry. New Day. I'm keeping them on there for now. New Czech Republic. I'm sorry, but you're just not winning. But I hope you do good in the match. Judgment Day. Now, since there's 3 matches with you in it, I think 1 out of the 3 should be a Judgment Day win. Now, if I'm being honest, I don't think that the Judgment Day are going to retain here. I'm being honest. Then we have the Awesome Truth and the New Day. Either one could go on top. Except a lot of people might hate me for this, but considering it's the greatest WrestleMania of all time, so called, New Day have done so much for this company, it's only fair. I think that the New Day are going to win. It is true. I do. But next up, we have Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi versus Damage Control. This should be a good match. This needs to be a good match. It has to be. But, of course, there's no, even though Damage Control deserves something at WrestleMania, there's no real reason for Damage Control to win. Therefore, I think Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi are going to win. Moving on to this match that I will be watching live, Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins versus The Rock and Roman Reigns. Wow. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. You want it to be more of a surprise, right? Believe me, I think The Rock and Roman Reigns are going to win. I want everything pushed up against Cody during this main event. This is supposed to be the greatest main event in history. So I think everything should get pushed against him, even with bloodline rules. So I think The Rock and Roman Reigns are actually going to win here. But I hate to say it. It's tough to say who's going to get pinned. But I think it's going to be Seth Rollins. Moving on to WrestleMania Sunday. We started off with Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Now, Seth Rollins, he deserves it. So does Drew McIntyre. This is one of the more hard ones to predict. But if we're being honest, something's going to happen there. And I think that Drew McIntyre is going to win. Maybe a little bit of interference from The Rock or the Bloodline. But I think it's only fair Drew McIntyre wins. Because you might not believe me, but Drew McIntyre has been in this company longer than Seth freaking Rollins has. It's true. But moving on to LA Knight versus AJ Styles. Oh boy, this is going to be a good one. I hope it is, at least. I hope they throw everything out there. I mean, these two really do not like each other. So I think LA Knight's going to win. I mean, no reason for AJ to win. They're going to be screaming, yeah, all across Philly. So, I mean, why not? Got to have LA win here. Moving on. Randy Orton, Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship match title. Now, Logan Paul, you are a great wrestler, but you are not winning this match. I'm sorry. Kevin Owens, you are a great wrestler, but you are not winning this match. Why? Because it's Randy Orton. He's either going to stay here for another 2 or 1 more year in this company, and he's barely even won the United States title. I don't even know if he has. I'm going Randy Orton. He's done so much. There's no reason for Randy Orton to be down at the biggest WrestleMania of all time. So I think Randy's going to walk out with it. Moving on to the Philadelphia Street Fight, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament. Wow, if the Street Profits and Lashley don't win here, then what? This is where the good guys start to win. Okay, we need to have. This has been building too much. Some of it doesn't really matter. Low-key, this is probably the least important match on the show. But I just see no reason for the bad guys winning here. Women's Championship match, Bayley versus Io Sky. Bayley's going to win. Io's a great wrestler. But you got to have Bayley win here. I'm sorry, Io Sky. You are a great wrestler. I watched you in Boston during the 2022 Survivor Series. She was performing phenomenal. Never thought she'd be a bad guy. But Bayley's done more for this company. Bayley's been here. She's won championships. And with the story around Damage Control, I think there could be heat after that. But Bayley's got to win. Moving on to the main event. The greatest main event in WrestleMania history, I think, is Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Now, I do think that this match is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And like I said, there will be bloodline rules, I think. Everyone should come out. There should be everything. Now, I remember all last year, we were all saying at Hollywood, at WrestleMania 39, Cody's going to finish his story and beat Roman Reigns. And then when Roman won, you realize you were still mad. I remember like Tell Night of Champions where the Usos betrayed Roman. We were all so mad how Cody lost. We were all blaming Vince and Triple H. But when you look back on it, they were right. Roman should have won. It was at Hollywood, which is pretty big, but it was not WrestleMania 40. It was WrestleMania 39. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, Roman Reigns has no reason to go from... Because WrestleMania 40 is supposed to be the biggest WrestleMania of all time. They wouldn't have said that if Roman would win. And also, they're basically saying this. Why Roman win at WrestleMania 41? If not, he's going to win at WrestleMania 50. Like, seriously. Roman Reigns cannot win this match, which leaves Cody Rhodes. He has to. He has to finish his story, finish Dusty's story, finish every other person who tried to beat Roman Reigns' story. And now he's going to do it in front of 80,000 in Philadelphia with the whole world watching, pretty much. Not really. But yeah. And I there's no reason for Roman to win. I don't know what they're going to do with the bloodline after that. But Cody's going to finish his story. He's going to finish our stories. He's going to win the Undisputed Universal Championship. But that's only my predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments, or if I got anything wrong, or if you think something different. But yeah, also go check out the other one on this channel, the other prediction. And yeah, that's my predictions. See you next time after WrestleMania.